Have you guys ever look up your old photos and reminiscing about what life used to be, the good memories and the things that you have created, whether it's friends, your career high, maybe it's your kids' graduation even? Well, we're in that point of our episode where we're reviewing for today's episode and next week's episode the episodes that you guys have loved in the past 100 episodes. I can't believe we got here. Thank you guys for continue to listening to us and share this amazing journey with us. Now, June 1st, for anyone who hasn't heard, we are launching the Provider's Edge podcast. Have amazing episodes scheduled with Patty, with you guys, and we have a big giveaway. So stay tuned for the episode. Until then, let's hear about our past speakers. Welcome to the Powerful and Passionate Healthcare Professionals podcast. I'm your host, Sabrina Runbeck. Private practice owners, it's time to change the status quo that's leaving us and our staff burned out and our patients dissatisfied because we don't have the time nor the energy to give them the care they deserve. If you're ready to rewrite the rules for your own practice so you can have more time off, a great team, and more income while delivering better patient care, then join us for inspiring interviews with thought leaders in the medical industry. Each week, we discuss improvements to operational efficiency, reducing provider fatigue, increasing access to meet patient expectations, and introducing the next generation of healthcare innovation. This is your defining moment to be a disruptor in healthcare.
Hey, Sabrina, this is David Chuddick here, certified financial planner with Parallel Financial. Wanted to congratulate you on reaching episode number 100 on your podcast. I'm a podcaster as well, and I know that it's a labor of love, but I also know that the podcasters of the world, we put a lot of work into what we do to deliver value to our audiences. And I know that you're delivering just such an immense amount of value to the healthcare professionals of the world. And I have such a respect for the healthcare professionals of the world. I've unfortunately have had some sick family members in the past, and I've just been around the healthcare system, and I respect the care and the love that your industry has. So it seems like just yesterday that episode number 23 of your show came out where we talked about fiscal health. And it was kind of a play on words, physical and fiscal. But what I do is I help my clients to make the right financial decisions for them for the reasons that are important to them. And I think that financial stress just creates so many other areas of stress in our lives. It creates relationship stress. It can even create physical stress and all of the negative impacts that has on us. So I work with my clients to make sure that they can sleep at night, to make sure that any financial problems in their life are either solved or they're on a path to getting solved. I work with my clients to make sure that their money is invested in a way that makes sense for them, not for anybody else, but for them. And I work with my clients to make sure that they have a plan to reach their goals. Money's a tool, and how we handle our money should enhance our lives and the quality of the lives of those around us. So check out my podcast, www.weekly Wealth Podcasts. We talk about the mindsets, the tactics, and the strategies that can help you to build and maintain wealth. And I'd love for you to give it a shot. And also, if there's anything that's keeping you up at night financially, email me, david@parallelfinancial.com. That's david@parallelfinancial.com. And we can do a Zoom call and we can just chat about some of the things that might be keeping you up at night. And also, if you are a practice owner, so if you're a business owner, I can help you with the 8 drivers of your business value. So there are 8 basic things that increase the value of your business. For most business owners, their actual business is their biggest asset, but they neglect it and they don't do the things that can help them to logically build the value of their business. So I can help you with that as well. And yeah, congratulations once again. You're doing great work for a great industry. And yeah, let's keep in touch. Thanks.
Hi, guys. thank you so much, Sabrina, for having me on your show. I really, really had such a fun time. For anybody who's been questioning whether or not to reach out to Sabrina to be a guest on her show or have her as a guest on your show, definitely had a fun time. Not only did we talk about all types of things from Asian American hate to progressing in your leadership and all things healthcare, it was just such a fun time that I had with her. And I also had a pre-assessment, which was quite fun as well. Really helped me to self-assess myself, validate the things that I thought I knew about myself, and then also confirm some things that I questioned about myself as well. But those personality tests and those strengths and weaknesses that I had, definitely love seeing it on the chart that Sabrina had provided as well. But being a guest on Powerful and Passionate Healthcare Professionals was an excellent time. Had such an amazing time. She's pretty efficient. She's very fast to the point, get it done in 20 minutes, but you have such powerful conversations with her. So if you're looking for an amazing guest to have on your show or be on a show that's pretty amazing itself and get the word out there about what you're doing, please definitely get a hold of her. Sabrina Runbeck has been amazing. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Tara Galliano, licensed professional counselor, certified sex therapist, and author of Rediscovering My Body. I had the pleasure of speaking with Sabrina on Power and Passionate Healthcare Providers podcast on episode 98, where I talk about my work as a clinician and working with women who had had cancer as I began teaching this class, Rediscovering My Body, which would eventually evolve into serving all women listen, know, and love their bodies and really understand their inherent wisdom within it to release so much appreciation and power so they could experience more pleasure. This transformational work then became the basis of my book, Rediscovering My Body, which is now in the process of being turned into a digital class. So I invite you to listen to the conversation of episode 98 on Power and Passionate Healthcare Providers and let me know what you think. I would love to hear more from you, and I enjoyed this conversation so much with Sabrina, and I'm so happy to be celebrating the 100th episode of this podcast. And thank you for listening. Much love.
It is my extreme honor to give this testimonial on Sabrina Runbeck. It's been great. We met at an event that we were both at, and her insights and story, and I have to say her authenticity and her passion for what she does, both in the clinical practice as well as her coaching and personal development practice, dealing with healthcare professionals, is not just amazing, it's inspiring. And I gleaned a ton of insights from her, and the different models she shared there were just phenomenal. She's definitely one of the most professional people. And I told her she's in the top percentile of people I've ever worked with. I mean, her follow-up, her service in all she does, and with what I call value first, like that giving in advance without even an expectation of receiving, just shows her character and her heart, which makes her not just great at what she does in both of her practices, but just makes her a great person. And, you know, coming on her show, if I'm being honest, kind of exposes me and the limiting beliefs in myself of, oh my gosh, I got to step it up, because she is so good at bringing value and service to those that come on the show. The follow-up, the way she is conversational and adds great tidbits and insights, and that can bring out the best, you know, in the guest, and any of you that are looking at either potentially coming on the show or are working in those professions and industries that Sabrina's the expert in. I haven't met anyone else that does better in that field. And I personally plan on reaching out to her when I have people in the healthcare professional field that need that level of understanding and the coaching abilities to continue to perform with that passion that they have, and, continue to do that and potentially even grow that, while getting a little more harmony and those pieces of your life back that you feel are missing while you're going through those motions. So again, I want to just personally recommend Sabrina and thank you, Sabrina, for your time, service, professionalism, authenticity, and passion, and keep fighting the good fight.
We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle. I'm Ronnie Lowe, life coach Ronnie Loiza, and I'm just quoting Aristotle because it's true. Habits are not just one action, taking an action, little quirks and gimmicks and tricks and hacks. The reason I'm bringing this up is because it's really what we focus on in this one particular episode number 97 of Sabrina's podcast. What I love about Sabrina's podcast in all the episodes is not only is she helping healthcare providers and practitioners in their practice at their clinics and at hospitals, but in their very lives. That's why I was really honored to be asked by Sabrina to be in her podcast. I was transitioning at the time when she had me on her podcast from being a great certified personal trainer, because I was really, really into it. And I still am. I have some clients, but I was transitioning from then because of the calling and the need and people asking me for help in mindset and habits and other areas of their lives, fitting fitness in their busy schedules and eating right, not overeating, and self-care. I started coaching people without realizing. And then I decided I'm going to be a fitness coach. And I've evolved from being a fitness coach, which is when I did the podcast with Sabrina, to now I'm a certified professional life coach, specializing in holistic life coaching, holistic mind and body, because everything about your life affects the other aspects of your life. Your health, as you know, your fitness affect your relationships, your love life, your sex life, your family, your career, your business, everything, and all the other way arounds, because every aspect of your life, all 17 facets of them affect the other one. So in this episode, we do mostly focus on habits, because everything from the second you wake up in the morning to the minute you go to bed at night is a habit. It's your habitual way of thinking as well. And you think, okay, yeah, I know I got to work out. How can I fit it in? You can by attaching little micro atomic habits to what you already do in the day, not adding anything else, but attaching it and cutting out some stuff you don't really need to do. Really, self-care can be done without all the tips and tricks and hacks, and they're all wonderful. But if you can't fit them and they don't become a habit, just what you do naturally as you breathe consistently, as Aristotle said, then they're not really your life and your lifestyle. And our habits are our identities. So if you want to be a healthier, better you, taking care of yourself, then taking care of you should be part of your identity. If you're a healthy person, what does a healthy person do? If you are a fit person, what does a fit person do? They work out. Even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I can help you find out how to do it, because that's my job. I coach people first in their thoughts, and their thoughts, as you know, your thoughts and your way of thinking become your actions, your acts, your inaction, your behavior, and it becomes you. It's your identity. So I really invite you to join this podcast. And of course, in the show notes, you'll have a way to connect with us, with Sabrina, with me, Ronnie Lowe, life coach. If you have any questions, any concerns, any feedback, we can connect in the show notes.
Hey y'all, this is Tanya of Talking with Tanya, and I just want to come on to celebrate my sis for being able to have her 100th episode on Powerful and Passionate Healthcare Professionals podcast. Listen, making 10 of anything these days is a big thing. So the fact that my sis made it to 100, I am shouting her out. I am celebrating with her, and y'all better be doing the same. Like, go big. And while you at it, make sure you watch my episode number 34, okay? Go back and check out me on 34. Now, what exactly will you get? Basically, I'm here to deliver. And if you don't catch nothing else, you better catch what I delivered on that episode number 34. I am delivering to you what I believe you need, which is the help to be able to do life and leadership unapologetically on purpose. And you know why it's so important? Because listen, everybody need help figuring out how to fit the puzzle pieces of life together. They do. And so if it's something, as my granny said, I said or I did that will help you on your way, then fam, you better best believe I'm going to do it. So catch number 34. Celebrate my sis on number 100. Shout her out, like, respond, comment, share, subscribe, follow, all of that and then some. And do it for me too. Don't leave me hanging. Take care of my sis, on the powerful and passionate, but take care of me too on Talk with Tanya, okay? But seriously though, y'all, it's not something that we can take lightly these days. My sis is walking out her purpose. She is flowing in it and she is doing what she knows to do. She didn't just say, okay, I'm going to do what I do in the healthcare industry. She said, I'm going to take it further and I'm going to do and spread what I was already spreading there. And I'm going to spread it across this world through a podcast. And so she is literally letting her light shine unapologetically on purpose. And so download, subscribe, follow, all of that. Number 100 and for sure number 34, and believe it and receive it. I'm delivering motivation, inspiration, and encouragement for wherever you at. Peace, y'all.
Hi, I'm Mel Ingalls, creator of the Pressure-Free Method, and I'm so glad that I got to work with Sabrina and do a podcast on showing you how you can de-stress without having to slow down or take time off. I wish I had learned this technology years or even decades earlier. I might not have so much white hair, although using this method starting in 2010 totally transformed my life. You see, here's what I used to believe. I used to think that you had your stressful day, and I was a symphony executive, so have your stressful day, then get home, exercise, run, do yoga, meditate, eat really well, and everything would be fine. In 2010, with my research, I discovered that that's really not how stress works. And it's actually a myth to think that you can have a stressful day, do your recovery, and be fine the next day. Because the moment you trigger the fight or flight stress response, you've actually done a lot of damage to your organs, to your systems, to your processes, and to your very brain. When you can learn how to break the stress cycle and stop releasing the fight or flight stress hormones, which we release for the smallest of reasons today, that's when you can hit the reset button and start to really experience your full potential. If you're in one of the helping fields, the mental health fields, the physical health fields, anything where you're helping other people, you may also be taking on secondhand stressors because you're working with people who are under a great deal of stress as well. Or you're working around with colleagues who are very stressed. We've got a pretty stressed out society today, and learning simple tips, simple tools can certainly be helpful. This method is incredibly impactful. It changed my life significantly. It changed the way my brain functions. It changed the way so many of my processes function. And I've helped so many people get out of chronic mental and physical ailments and disease by using this simple method that I call pressure-free. So episode 27 is the number of my incredible talk with Sabrina. I hope you take a listen. I hope you dive into everything that she's got here. She's doing such great work to help people all across the world stop living in so much stress and anxiety and overwhelm. So I'm Elle Ingalls, and I'm the creator of the Pressure-Free Method.
Sabrina, I had the pleasure of meeting through a chiropractor acquaintance. And right away, when Sabrina and I connected, we hit it off. And I was able to come on her podcast, Powerful and Passionate Healthcare Professionals podcast. And not only through being a guest, but also through being an avid listener. I've started following her podcast. I've gone on it numerous times. I've also had some of my clients listen to different topics on it because although I'm an executive coach in healthcare and Sabrina is also a coach for healthcare professionals, we have different focuses and the world of healthcare is very widespread. And Sabrina's focus is peak performance, and it's really helping individuals regain on average 8 to 10 hours a week back in their professional and personal lives. What often happens when she's working with private practice medical owners is that these established owners still are struggling with all the different hours that they have in their business and not enough time they feel to do everything. And that element of time really leads to burnout. So Sabrina has these methods. And one of the methods that I really like that she works with her clients on is called a mental micro vacation. This idea of finding just even 2 minutes in your day or a little bit more, a few minutes here and there to reset and recharge, taking mindfulness breaks. And it's not just about kind of calming your breath down, calming yourself down, but then also bringing yourself back up into taking action. And so as a time efficiency and productivity specialist, I would highly, highly recommend following Sabrina on her Powerful and Passionate Healthcare Professionals podcast, as well as for clients or for people that are struggling with trying to get more time back in their day.
It was awesome talking to Sabrina today and talking to her audience, sharing the news about what it is that I do with my business, but also hearing clarification from Sabrina as to how we can guide our businesses to thinking about kind of managing the productivity and also thinking about systems that we can put in place to make sure that we are keeping our energy up, keeping our energy aligned, and really doing what we set out to do. Because otherwise, if we get too overwhelmed with our practice, it actually might end up, in her words, fall off the cracks. I think it's a really great way of putting it, because I've seen that happen with people where like we kind of like shovel things to the side that we need to work on instead of working on them. And that's because we create like kind of our capacities and we hit them and then we don't like find ways to reset and go back and look at it. So I'm a big supporter of that. I think stripping it down and looking at things very minimalist is a good set motion to get into. And the first step I would do is self-care. Self-care in whatever capacity you think it is, and also getting coached in what that looks like, because there's probably more room there to go deeper. Specifically with herbalism, which is my business niche, and working with daily habits that are nourishing fundamentally with herbs. So thank you, Sabrina, for having us on, my company, Laura's Botanicals. And yeah, it's a pleasure. I think that she would be really excellent to work with if you are a medical professional and really has the knowledge to help kind of amplify your business and to get those more productive routines that help you not feel so burned out at the end of the week, and feel really fulfilled and in the heart center of your practice.
I'm Kimber Hill, remote expert and founder of VirtForce, the virtual workforce. Sabrina Runbeck has been the key resource in helping me achieve at least one additional day per week and increase my profit margin. I love what Sabrina does for clinical care providers and how she helps you focus on those things that light you up and not those things that drag you back. Sabrina's podcast is amazing. I highly recommend it. You can see and learn firsthand how she is supporting other clinical providers and other practice owners. So I highly recommend Sabrina. I'm very thankful to know her, and I know that you will too.
I hope you liked today's episode. You're listening to me right now. Odds are You are frustrated by how healthcare practices are running today. I'm with you. I'm looking to change the conversation that we're having in the healthcare industry. It starts with me and it starts with you. I want to connect with you and get to know your struggles and success as a healthcare leader. Visit sabrinarunbeck.com/connect, where you can send me a direct message. If you, like me, prefer speaking, then you can record a voice note on the page. Additionally, I can get you an exclusive invitation to one of my monthly collaboration think tanks that are limited to 30 healthcare disruptors who can accelerate your results. Now, open your browser, come to sabrinarunbeck.com/connect, and let's continue the conversation.
She really gets the conversation. She understands. She's an incredible listener. We were talking about worthiness, and she really understands the concept of it, how it affects people in their businesses, in their clinics, in their daily life, in their relationships. So I just want to encourage you to, one, listen to our show, but to jump on board and start listening to this woman, because she has so much insight and wisdom that you don't want to miss out.
Hi, this is Emmanuel Anthony, human behavioral speaker, researcher, writer, teacher, author, and consultant. I just had the amazing opportunity to connect with Sabrina on what I think is amongst one of the most professional podcasts that I've been on. Not only is her professionalism very high, but her understanding and her knowledge as well. Working with podcasters, sometimes I'm just being interviewed, which is perfectly fine because I'm there to share my knowledge. But this is one occasion where I can definitely say that the person that I was communicating with not only was receptive and understanding to the concepts that we were communicating in terms of business and mindset and growth, but she also was able to elaborate and expand on those concepts. Now, I've been doing this for 11 years. I've been on a lot of podcasts. I've spoken to a lot of people with a wealth of knowledge. It was very, very fulfilling and very nice to be able to communicate with somebody that not only had a plethora of knowledge, but could share that in a bite-sized and very easily understandable kind of way. Because it doesn't matter what kind of knowledge a person has, if they can't communicate it to you.
I've been speaking for the last 10, 15 years in hundreds of college campuses. But to be able to speak to a peer, someone who I can see eye to eye with on the same level, it becomes a conversation. I'm not talking to an audience, I'm talking to a friend, or someone that I felt like I should have met 10, 15 years ago, but better late than never. Here I am right now to be able to just know that I'm not alone in my thoughts, to know that there are other people out there who have reached the similar conclusions that I have with completely wayward and different life paths, to know that there are people like us out there who believe that you can do not just option A or option B, but to do both. That you can have both, that you can have cake and eat it too, without hurting other people. There's an ethical ability that one may have when they channel their empathy to reach people and to have them go far together.
I'm Christine Nguyen. I'm a family physician and the founder of the White Coat Romance, the dating app in development for healthcare professionals and the larger community of white coat professionals. And I had the honor of being a guest on the Powerful and Passionate Healthcare Professionals podcast, as hosted by the wonderful and lovely Sabrina Runbeck, whom is so empowering. I love her energy. I love all the work that she's doing to support healthcare professionals. And we had just a blast, like talking about all the things that are relevant in our community and all the work that we're doing. And I love listening to all of her podcasts and all the guests that she's interviewing and all the great work that they're doing. And it's just so inspiring. Her energy is infectious. And I love that she is constantly uplifting this community. So I encourage that everybody go out there and go check out her podcast. I would go ahead and binge on all the episodes like I did, and you won't regret it.
Take out your phone, type in sabrinarunbeck.com/connect, and let's have a conversation. I would love to hear your story.